popped off and burst me in the eyeball.
Wow.
The eyeball completely fell from its
I
socket.
command you and I decree you in the name of Jesus to blow the spirit of wealth on top of my dead finances so that they may live and be abundantly blessed.
Believe God. In order for God to move crazy in your life, you have to do something that may look crazy.
Well, I am so excited to be here today with you. Thank you for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, you're watching It Had to Be God broadcast with Apostle Vernell Warren, the proud pastor servant of Believers International Ministries. We're located at 716 Garza Avenue in the heart of Dallas, Texas, where I'm so excited to have you as my very special guest up on tomorrow. Listen, you have to be there about the 10 o'clock hour. You do not want to miss the movement of this miracle that's about to manifest. And I promise you something. You are a divine orchestrated part of this movement of God. It's not by accident that you're watching this segment today. It's not by coincidence. I need you to go and grab every family member, especially your children, Call your neighbors, call your relatives, because we have a powerful segment today that's really going to blow your mind. I have some very special guests up on the panel with me today. They are brilliant, beautiful, God-sent people that's moving for a cause to better your life, my life, and the people that we're connected to through the generational bloodlines. And the subject that we're going to deal with today, we're talking about bullying today. Bullying. This is a generational thing that has been going on for years and years and years. And the sad thing is, it is so powerful and effective in negativity, in a negative way, that it has caused people to live and grow in complex. That they have walked in insecurity, they walked in the spirit of shame, they walked in the spirit of pain from the past and hurt, of fear, and don't know who to talk to and how to do it. Well, today is the day where you get help. Today is the day where you get solution. Today is where you get impregnated with knowledge so you can give birth to your children and their friends so that they'll know how to handle situations such as this. We have powerful people again on the panel, but I want you again to tune in today. I need you to call every relative. Matter of fact, get your dog, bring your cat, bring your bird, bring your goldfish. And listen, I promise you, if there's insecurities, if there's confusion about what's going on, if your bird is swimming and your goldfish is chirping, they're going to be straight when this segment is over. So please, I want you to come out. I want you to come out tomorrow. Be my special guest. People are still coming out of wheelchairs. People are coming off of walkers. Blinded eyes are being opened. God is still performing miracles. And what seems small to some may seem big to others. And I want you to understand that what seems like a small issue from school, it's not just school, it's on the job, it's even in the home, it's in the community where people are taking advantage of other people that they deem as weak or underrated or the underdog. But today is the day where we get impregnated with enough knowledge to be our strength. I'm getting ready to go to commercial. But when I come back, I need you to join in. I'm giving you enough time to get all of your family members, get on the phone, get on the email, get on the text, tell them to tune in. It's live right here on UAN at It Had to Be God broadcast, and I have some powerful people. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Come down to see us today and get our exclusive $5 down deal. You can pick out any furniture you like, spend any amount you want, and only pay $5 down today. Get it delivered to you as soon as tomorrow. We got all your needs, from dining room, kitchen tables, to living room furniture, bedroom, appliances, electronics, and our mattress gallery. Come down and see us today.
Well, here I am again. I'm so excited. If you're just tuning in, you tuned in at the right time, the right place, with the right purpose. This is Apostle Vernell Warren, a proud pastor servant of Believers International Ministries. We're here today doing a very special segment on bullying. We have very special guests on the panel list. Not only are they special guests, but they are experts in this area. They have enough knowledge to bleed down on us that will cover us, to know how to cover ourselves, to go back into the wound. I know it may hurt, but we have to sometimes reopen the wound in order to get a healing. You know what's wrong with our society? people have taught us how to live with the pain, live with the shame, but nobody ever taught us how to deal with the pain, how to deal with the shame. And so now, so that we don't have to live or grow into ineffectiveness or holding grudges or angry or bitter toward people or crying when we look in the mirror because we've been damaged in our own self-esteem, now we're going to become power-packed with the knowledge of these experts that the Lord has sent our way. I'm so excited to have my old good time friend, producer, manager, around all world renowned Mr. Victor McCray. Good to see you, man. I'm glad to have you on set.
Listen, it's just glad to be here, man. I appreciate you and what you're doing for this community as well.
Thank you so much. And then next to you, we have this beautiful young lady, the founder of this establishment, Mrs. Hoff. Why don't you give us your full name and give us the name of this organization that you're dealing with?
Sure. It's Lori Hoff, and I am the founder of Outreach Ministries International.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you've been doing it how long?
We have our 20th anniversary in 2020.
That's what I'm talking about. That's beautiful. So that means that it has to be effective. It has some type of positivity to it. It has to be doing something to make a difference or impact. And I tell people all the time, I don't want to impress no one because impressions fade away, but I want to impact them to give them something to hold on to. When oppositions come their way, they can remember what they were shown or told. And so we're glad to have you, Ms. Hoff, here. And give us just a little background real quickly, and then I'm going to the young lady on the end.
Sure. So thank you so much for having us today. This is actually during Anti-Bullying Month. A little background about us. We started, like I said, almost 20 years ago. And basically, we started doing outreaches in the park. Wow. We were originally started in New Jersey. We're now in Dallas, Texas. Newark, New Jersey, where there's a lot of crime, gangs, fighting, and we just said we want to have some positive hip-hop in the park and give out some food and see where it goes. And our first event, July 1st, 2000, we had over 5,000 people.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, what do we do? What do we do with this? So we just continue to grow. We just have a heart for people, right? So we've just continued to grow. I've raised some young people off the street for 15 years and have taken that knowledge now and trying to just put it into the schools and into the communities. And you had mentioned like our insecurities and things, and so when we were younger, we were always, you're bad, or you're angry, or you're this. And so we have on our shirts, state your case, because what we're doing is empowering the young people to be able to say, I have a problem with conflict. I have a problem with anger. I have a problem with self-esteem. So instead of labeling them, we're empowering them to be free.
To state their case. That's beautiful.
Exactly.
That was words of wisdom. And so what you just told me is it's not just people being bullied, but even people doing the bullying that have issues.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, let's talk to this other beautiful young lady next to you, Miss Elizabeth. Talk to me.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Jean-Pierre. We recently had a Unity Day at our campus at Lyles Middle School in Garland, Texas. And we talked about bullying, what bullying is, what it looks like, and then also how and why those students are bullying. So we talked about, we did the survey, State Your Case, where they went over conflict, anger, and self-esteem so that they can find out why they're doing the bullying so that we can address those issues. So we have an advisory time, and we talk about those issues during the day with our students.
And so you are a 7th grade teacher?
I'm a 7th and 8th grade teacher.
7th and 8th grade teacher. Is that real prevalent? Is it real common in middle school?
It is common. So we talked about the different types of bullying because bullying looks different in many different ways. There's physical bullying where, with pushing and things like that. There's also cyberbullying. So with social media these days, there's a lot of students that go online because sometimes they're scared, but they go online and they're very vocal. So students are, that's one of the biggest things that we see on campus and within the district is cyberbullying. So that's something that we're trying to talk about and trying to show our students how to deal with it and then how not to do it, not to go under and try to put people down and those things like that.
So let me ask you this, Miss Elizabeth Jean-Pierre.
Yes.
And you're from Haiti.
Yes.
Okay, so Well, we're glad to have you here on the panel, and you're at a local school here in Garland. You say it's a common thing. How can you identify when someone is being bullied?
Typically, we notice students, they're probably sad sometimes, or they kind of resort back and they're not talking to other students. So we'll see those things. And our goal with, talking about bullying and things like that are ways for us to address it, so other students know what it looks like, so that they can stand up for their, for their classmates, and also reach out to teachers. So with Unity Day on our campus, we did a teachers versus students volleyball game, just to know and let the students know that we are here to support them,
and that
we care about them, and that we can always communicate. They can come and communicate with us. So it turned out great. It was a great event, and they came, and the students were talking about those things, talking about what it looks like and how they can, help to try to end that.
Okay. Well, who won? Children, the kids? I'm just curious. Who
Of
won?
course, the staff won.
Oh, right. Yeah, y'all didn't cheat them kids, did you?
No.
Ms. Hoff, what started this? Okay, you say in the park, food, and you had this phenomenal turnout of 5,000 people. That had to be extraordinary and mind-blowing. To me, that was a direct message from heaven that you are on track, you did hear, and you obeyed. So
Yes.
what led you in the direction to start this bullying thing?
So actually where the whole state your case came from, I'm going to fast forward a few years,
Okay.
right? And I was actually almost pronounced dead.
Wow.
I wound up with 284 blood clots in both of my legs.
Jesus.
And the doctor literally said, I'm looking at a dead person, which I don't recommend that doctors say, because those words, words,
With
the power of life and death is in
Right,
the tongue.
right.
That goes right to your heart, and you're like, oh my gosh, am I going to make it? So anybody that knows me knows that nothing's going to stop me. So on my recovery bed, I just started thinking about National Youth Week and said, there's got to be something that us as an organization can contribute to National Youth Week. And there wasn't one. So I said, I always, often think of how God is with me. And he's like looking down and laughing like, ha, 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 yeah, I had you research that because I wanted you to see there wasn't one. And yeah, this is your purpose. And so through National Youth Week, there's 4 pillars: teamwork, community service, achievement, and innovation. And so it's really to bring the entire community together. We're great in our silos, right? We have all these different organizations, churches, community groups, nonprofits, but we're not the best at coming together. And that's why this was so super exciting and encouraging, working with Lyles Middle School and just being able to see how we're going to be able to impact this entire school.
That's good.
So through the innovation banner is where we came up with CASE. So we went to high school fairs and middle school fairs and different things and asked folks, what do you think is leading to all this homicide and suicide, right? Because a lot of people don't want to talk about these issues, but they are becoming more and more prevalent, and we need to talk about them. Even parents are afraid to send some of their students to school.
So let me ask you this, Ms. Hoff, not meaning to cut you off, but you're saying some powerful things going to the school because a lot of people don't believe or accept this. What is the most extreme case that you remember as a result from bullying?
Well, the most extreme case is just a recent one. There was an 11-year-old boy, Diego, in California, that these 2 young men were bullying him. They went out on, in the playground. They bashed his head up against a pole. I guess he must have gotten internal bleeding, but they literally just said 2 days later, Diego died. He was 11 years old, and it was a playground fight.
Wow. At 11 years old. That's
heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. It's devastating. And here's the truth of reality. Bullying has no age, no religion, no race, none of that.
Right.
So it has to be a controlling spirit, something that make them feel more powerful to, a lot of people are abused verbally and emotionally, and we take it for granted how we are impacting people. Right. It started when we was in school, Brother Vic. And, you know, on the school bus or in the cafeteria, they would sit in the school and they would score on each other, talk about each other, make everybody laugh. But after a while, that laughter becomes maturing pain.
It does.
Absolutely.
Hurtful, you know.
Absolutely. And so, you know, you're referencing back in the day, because I always say when I started the outreach, I was 5. No.
No.
But I was kind of right there with you. And, you know,